up, DP? Josh here with DepriveD Productions. We're going to start a new tutorial series today in Blender. We're going to Blender shading, a little more advanced than our old Blender tutorials. We're going to talk about this shading tab up here and how we can add materials in a different way, textures, more complex things, realistic nonsense. Maybe one day we're going to make some planets soon. Anyway, the point is, let's get started, man. Blender shading, this first tutorial, we're going to get rid of this thing right here by clicking on the box, pressing X and delete. You can press Shift A and you can pick a UV sphere here, bro. Because we want the ball, because I like a ball, and we'll click this little thing right here. Don't press anything, go straight here and change these segments. You got the segments right here. Let's double them, 64 and 32. You know what I'm talking about. And now if we tab in and out of edit and object mode, you'll see that our option is gone. So make sure you made that change beforehand, because if not, it's gone, bro. You can right click now on the object while it's selected and smooth it out, and we got ourselves a ball. And we've been here before, bro. But what we do is we're clicking on this shading tab today, bro. And what happens is it changes. You're like, oh God. But look, what's cool is you go back to the layout. Everything's cool. You got your different tabs up here. This is one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie. If you're just doing some modeling, up in here, bro, open it up. Open up that screen a little bit, like the new UE5 layout, big screen all day. I'm on this 65-inch in here, son. I don't play. Just kidding. But anyway, shading. What's cool now is you have to reset your thing over here to Eevee, right? Click at the Eevee. Now it's on Eevee. You got the realistic lighting engine, or the real-time lighting engine working. But if you go back to layout, you'll notice that you probably need to do it again if you want to. Like, it will save whatever settings. So if you have it in wireframe mode here, and we click on shading, you'll notice that it kept the Eevee setting. Go back to layout, and you'll see that it's back to wireframe. It's pretty cool. It's kind of neat that they did that for you. You know what I mean? Anyway, the point is we're going to go to shading, and let's talk about materials. Now, obviously, typically when we play with Blender, we can go over here to the little materials tab, bro. You can grab yourself a material, but what's cool about being in this tab, and you can kind of do this kind of number. What's cool about being in the shading tab, you just click the new button, and boom, you got yourself a material, and it pops up node-wise, kind of like, you know, your Unreal Engine stuff when it comes to noding. Now, moving around in here is pretty cool. You hold Shift, and you can scroll, or sorry, you hold CTRL, and you can scroll left and right, and then you hold Shift, and you can scroll up and down. Now, you need to be careful, though, because like you probably just noticed me kind of go over here, and while I was scrolling, boom, now I'm doing this. That happened because I was holding CTRL while I was over one of these, and it'll slowly change it for me, which is kind of neat. But if you want to move around, you got to make sure it's not you're not over top of a value or one of these things you can change, one of these parameters that you can change. Now you can just scroll the mouse wheel in and out, and you'll go in and out. But again, if you got to be careful. You're trying to scroll left and right, and oh God, you messed up your stuff. But we'll talk about that in a minute. The point is, this is our material up here. So what happens is if I go up here to the base color and I change that bad baby to a dark red, you see a dark red, bro. You see a dark red. Now, if you were back in here where you were just looking at the modeling, make sure you clicked on Eevee. Because if you didn't click on Eevee and you just kept it here, bro, you're probably not going to see everything you wanted to see. You know what I mean? So let's get it together. Now let's make it a pretty much a bright red. I'm gonna make it a pretty bright red, maybe like a let's make a bright red, like a darker red like that. Well, not too dark, because we're gonna do some stuff to it. Now let's think about the values, kind of like UE4, kind of like old school Blender stuff. It's kind of like you have all your shader options here. Metallic, we could set it all the way to 1. Boom, now it's like a little ball. You know what I'm saying? It's a little metal ball. We can crank our specular up and down. Let's toy with the roughness first. Set it to 0.2. Let's get rid of this specular temp, put it back to 0. Now what's cool about this is obviously you can still shift squiggly while you're on this screen, you know what I'm saying? And if you do a shift squiggly here, it's not really going to help you, so make sure you're on this screen when you do it. You know, when you're up here in this window, I apologize. The point is, let's set the specular to about 2, and if you look at the ball now, it's kind of got a little fade around there, you know, bro. It's like, it's too specular, but it's kind of cool looking, right? A little dot in my ball. You know what I'm saying? Pretty neat. Got a little red glowy ball there. And then, of course, like I said, you can keep going down, hold Shift, scroll down a little bit, and let's look at the emission. You know what I'm saying? It's set to black. If you crank it up, you can get a little emission, change some colors, you know what I'm talking about, but we're not going to toy with that right now. Let's leave it alone. We got some other parameters down here, normal, alpha. We got some other stuff we need to talk about. But today, all I really want to do is show you that you can add nodes in here as well, and how it works. And then we'll start doing, in the second and third tutorial, we're going to add some textures, we're going to add some bumps, we're going to do some cool stuff. So let's start off simple today. Let's go. You can add a node to this graph 2 different ways. Now, if you remember, you Shift A in here to add a shape, right? Or add a model that you can start off with. You do the same thing right here, homie. You shift A, you got all kind of nerds. Oh, sorry, little nuds, little nerds. You got all kind of stuff. Or you can go here to the little add button, snap. You got them right there. And it's the same way here. If you were adding an object, you know what I'm saying? It's the same way up there. But the point is you got the add button here. Okay, pretty sweet. Well, I'll do the shift A for now. You got a couple different options. You can go through your different tabs here. Look for what you need, or you can type it in. So, for instance, if I would type in like RGB, let me find my keyboard right here, bro, and I type in RG. Oh God. I'm sorry. RGB, what would happen is I get me a little color node, right? And what's cool is just like UE4 or Unreal Engine or any of the noting, any programs with noting in them, you just plug it right in, bro, and you change the color, and boom, that's what you have now. Now you can also do that with these constants, with constants, like in UE5 or whatever you use, you can shift A and go right here and type in the word value. Now if you type in the word value, oh God, you know what? Let me just get over here and get it, bro. Let me just get over here and get it. You'll see value, and value will give you one value, and that's exactly what kind of cool. You can size up your nodes in here. I do like that they've done that. Hold shift and scroll down, grab your value, and plug it in wherever you want. So I want to plug this into my metallic, right? And then set it back to 1 or whatever it was, you know what I'm saying? Or 0 if we want it to be plastic, bro. But the point is, you Control-C, Control-V, you see that it'll be right on top, so you got to be careful doing that, you know what I'm saying? We got our metal, we got to scroll out a little bit. We plug this one into our roughness sun and put it at 0, you know what I'm saying? Or we put it at 1, you know what I'm saying? It's real rough, real not rough if you do that, you know what I mean? Now, you'll notice that depending on what you're looking at it, you may in this mode you may notice that the skybox or whatever the sphere is here that you're using is kind of reflecting off of that. We're going to talk about that soon. It's like whatever this sphere is that you have, like whatever your cube map is set to be, is what the reflection is going to be. So it's kind of like the reflection is feeding off of something. It needs to know what it's reflecting. You know what I'm saying? At this point in time, when it comes to this image. So if this was your background, this would be great. But considering we don't have a background right now, we still have a cube map based reflection. So it's just doing the best it can to like reflect an image that we're telling it to reflect. And we're going to talk about what we can do to change that soon, you know what I'm saying? Because you can go in here and kind of make some changes, and we'll talk about that soon too. But for instance, just stay in Eevee at the moment, bro. Just stay in Eevee. You know what I'm saying? The point is, this is the start. I want to just show you a real quick tutorial. The second one, we're going to jump deeper into it, talk more about these nodes. Like I said, feel free to look into them. You got your different things here. You'll notice that you have you can look at the name of them if you zoom way in. Let's zoom in. Let's scroll up. And this is called a principal BSDF. And you can type that in. You can literally type that in. You'll find it. You know what I'm saying? Same here. You have a material output. And you can see that it's plugged into surface. Now, if we would unplug that, right? And nothing, it obviously isn't working, but plug it into volume. You'll be like, what happens, bro? Nothing. And that's a long story. We're going to talk about that later. You'll see that we have a little displacement here. You talking about tessellation, bro? You ever talk about tessellation? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk more about it. But the point is, you can add nodes, Shift A. There's several. You know, color is where you'll find, shader is where you'll find a lot of the normal ones, texture, shader, and color and vector, you know, all these different things here. But when it comes to, like I said, just singular values or anything like that, you can just type in the word value, or you can type in the word RGB. Or like I said, if you want to go through here and look for them, you can. You know what I'm saying? You'll see a mix RGB, and what's going on there is it's asking you for 2 colors, okay? So what we could do is, if we have an RGB here, we'll Control-C, Control-V, and we have another one, and it popped it way, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that, because I wanted to Control-C, Control-V that one. You know what I'm saying? Let's move it. There you go, baby. Okay, what we could do now is if we scroll out a little bit, bring the mix in here, right? And we'll plug this into the top, right? I got that one plugged into the top right here, and I got plugged this one into that one right there, okay? Now they're the same color. Let's definitely make sure we fix that after I plug it in, right? You know, so let's change it to like a blue or something like that. And if I plug this into our final base color here, you'll notice that it just mixed the 2 colors together, and then you can kind of decide which one is more prominent by doing this number right here, you know what I'm saying? And this is a mix, you know what I'm saying? This is you got several different type of math-based things here, like if you wanted to divide. So you have your green, but you're dividing it by blue, and it makes it yellow. You know what? I don't care, okay? I don't know what's going on there. If you take green and you divide it by blue, you get yellow, and that's life. And if you don't agree with that, it's not my problem. If you take blue and green and multiply it by blue, you get black, And you know what? I'm still learning. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. I'm just kidding, guys. The point is, this is obviously just different ways that it's taking the 3 values because, obviously this is an RGB, so it's 3 values here, and it's taking those 3 values and multiplying it by these 3 values, and it's taking those 3 values and giving you a collar with it. So that's all that's really going on here. So don't get too stressed out about that. Mix is probably where you want to go. You know what I mean? Just click it on mix. You have your blue and your green. You mix them together. You set this to about 50%. You can click on it, set it on 0.5, you know what I'm saying? And boom, you got your teal. And then you can kind of see what 2 colors make what, you know what I'm saying? I got the red and the light blue makes like a gray, and I got that, and I got the green and the yellow makes like a green yellow. And if you like I said, certain colors put together will almost make a gray. It's because they're fighting against each other because of the 0s and 1s. So, and again, it's because if you think about this green has none of this, so this is 0. But this has let's scroll up. This has none of this, so that's 0. So certain numbers are multiplying against each other now and making 0s or 0.001s and all different kind of colors. Anyway, guys, just wanted to show you how easy it is to add some nodes here. Pretty simple, and this is what we're going to be toying with for a while. You can make your window a little bigger if you need to. Have fun with it, you know what I'm saying? Or you can do this kind of, this is what I do. Honestly, I'll do this kind of number. I'll make this kind of small, and then I'll switch back and forth between that and my my bad baby right here. And then what I'll do is I'll make sure this is set to Eevee as well, and I'll make sure that I'm not in object mode so I can see what I'm doing. And I can switch back and forth between my just looking right at it and oh God, wrong one. Shading, I apologize. Shading and this one right here. Or the layout, you know what I'm saying? Shading and the layout right here, whatever one you want to look at. But the point is that's how I do it personally, so I can have a bigger window, you know what I'm saying? Because I like big windows. I like big windows. And I hope you kind of have an idea how this is going to work. Anyway, real quick tutorial. Watch the second one here in a few days. It'll give you an idea. If you're watching this late, it's probably already posted. The point is the next tutorial we're going to jump into textures and how we can add them and how you can create textures based off of math. So they've got a lot of seamless textures, a lot of procedural textures in here, and we're going to talk about that. And you can go and look at them if you want. If you go to textures, you'll see different ones here, okay? We'll talk about those in the next tutorial, so I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Josh here. We're doing some new stuff in Blender shading style noding tutorial, okay? Hope it helps you guys. Hope you guys are really excited about UE5. It's still in early access. We're going to do more tutorials on that, and we're going to do some particle tutorials so we can learn Niagara and stuff like that in UE5. It's a little more complicated than Cascade, but it's also a lot more powerful. So guys, thanks for watching. Josh here, DepriveD Productions. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit us up on Facebook, itch.io, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, you name it. All the links are in the description of the video. We love you, we miss you, and we'll see you in just a few days with a new tutorial, and we'll jump deeper into this. Peace!